What's up, everybody? I am Josh Cosner, the FFBoogeyman. Used to be Eye of the Oracle back in my days with Factory Sports. And this video is basically about roster construction. I'm a 38-time champion, winner of the Mount Olympus League, among other notable endless invitationals in which I play every year. Pretty much a published draft scout on paper internationally and draft maverick, but here I'm here to help you really raise your skill as a player. I want you guys to each be contending each and every single year. This is the goal here. I don't just want to give you advice, but I am going to be giving you not just advice, but tips on how to scout players, what to look for in film, how to customize or craft your trades rather, and really get you guys in the upper echelon of Dynasty players worldwide. This is probably going to be the best channel on YouTube as far as player profiles is concerned, as well as just Dynasty all over. Although we do cover every single form of fantasy football, including IDP. I'll be bringing some co-hosts on probably in the next 3 to 4 episodes. We're going to make this entertaining for you guys because, you know, what's entertainment without a laugh or two? I know a lot of you people listen to this or watch while you're multitasking, working, doing things with your kids, what have you. So we're going to try to make this as entertaining as possible. But let's get right into it, shall we? This is dedicated to Dynasty startups. If this is your first time making a Dynasty league, listen very closely here because a couple of things you might know, a couple of things you might not know. We're going to get into taxi squads, all of that basically. But really, Dynasty is a higher form of war when it comes to fantasy football. It truly is. People trade more. You get to do this year round. It never stops. And you're going to be pretty much acting like a real NFL franchise here. You're going to be drafting rookies after your startup draft every year. You keep your teams every year. But really, the key to Dynasty, because this answers a lot of questions that I get here in the group, is that we want about 9 or 10 starters in any given starting lineup. Your roster construction should be something like quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 flex. And then you could have a defense, super flex, what have you. A lot of people don't get into super flex, but really it is the best way to play Dynasty. If you've ever done it, I'm sure you're aware. But anywho, taxi squads, basically, just so you know, it's so you can have developmental players on your roster for a year, 2 years. Say you draft a guy like a Quez Watkins or Harrison Bryant, what have you. This way you get to stash these players and take full advantage of free agency and your bench both at the same time. Because Lord knows we don't want to be pulling our hair out after a draft. We see somebody like maybe a TJ Vasher in this upcoming draft or whatever, and you really want this guy on your roster. You don't want to be pulling your hair out and stressing about who you're going to cut, who you're going to drop, whatever. Really, we'd like for you to be able to stash these guys and really run this like a real NFL team. So other than that, we're going to get into pick trading and the ins and outs of drafts, startup drafts, rookie drafts, what have you. But just as a note to you first-time commissioners, a lot of people get really carried away when they start up in Dynasty. They really like to trade. And sometimes you'll see people mess up their teams. They trade future picks away. And in the coming years, they can almost rage quit, which is unfortunate. But listen, if people are going to start trading away their futures, as in first-round picks, second-round picks in 2022, 2023, what have you, a handy thing so you're not trying to find owner of an orphan team that really sucks is that you should charge them probably half of next year's league fees if they start trading away their future. That way, if they quit or just don't participate, you got to find a new owner. It's easier and you don't have to foot the bill for that person. And other than that, bench space, because I get this question a lot, guys. Look, you want your bench space to be about 1.5 times the size of your starting roster. So hopefully you should be starting between 9 and 11 players in a Dynasty league. So you would want your bench to be somewhere between 15 to 20 people. It sounds deep, I know, but this is the great thing about Dynasty. Don't worry about the deep end because I live there. It's kind of my thing. I made my bones in the industry scouting really deep guys. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, you already know about, my calls like Will Dissly, Deontay Johnson, Chris Carson. I mean, going back for years, okay? So I've got you here. We're going to come out with more videos on these cats, player profiles, everything like that. So smash the subscribe button, like the video. The more likes and subscribes we get, the more content I'll be able to put out for you guys. But peace, love, and God bless, and stay tuned for the next video.